Well, welcome everybody to our January general meeting for Honor Society. And I'm really happy for those who are here. Thank you for hopping on. I know a lot of people, this is an awkward time for a lot of people, but we were asked to vary the time of our general meetings so that a wide range of people could attend. And so this is our attempt in doing that. Well, welcome and thank you for joining us. And today I do have the meeting recorded, and we do have an agenda posted on our website if you want to take a look at that. And we do have our guest speaker today, Miss Gretchen, our school psychologist. So I'm excited to hear from her. And after Miss Gretchen speaks, we'll go into our board member reports as well. So, Miss Gretchen, I don't really know much about you.
Sure.
I wish I could give you like a little introduction on you, but I just don't know much. So if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself, that would be great.
Absolutely. Just to kind of make a little clarification, I'm a school counselor. My role is different in the sense of a school psychologist, where a school psychologist primarily works with students that have an individual educational plan, special education. Where I work with both populations, special education and the general population, and do counseling. So just a quick just title and difference in roles.
Thank you for correcting me. I appreciate
that. Yeah. Sometimes it can get confusing with our different roles and what we do. So that's why I'm here today, just kind of discuss about what I do here at OPA. Can you guys all hear me okay? Oh. Hearing a little background. So a little bit about myself, just a background. I'll go way back. I'm originally from Wisconsin. I grew up from Green Bay, Wisconsin, where the Packers are from. I lived there for about 12 years and then relocated to Hawaii. My mom got tired of the cold. So I spent about almost 20 years living in Hawaii. I have a daughter who's an aspiring singer. And let's see. My background with school, I originally started to be I wanted to be a teacher. And as I was going through my program, I was double majoring in education and psychology. And when I was in the classrooms observing, I was always kind of looking at students that needed more support and things like that. And so I was questioning whether or not I wanted to be a teacher. And with some guidance and a mentor, I had kind of started thinking about counseling, and I actually kind of had an epiphany to be a counselor, where people had opened up to me, and it seemed like natural. It seemed like this was my calling. So I just really knew I was going to be and wanted to be a counselor. Fast forward, I lived in Hawaii, and I thought, okay, I don't think I'm going to stay in Hawaii for the rest of my life. I'm not sure. I thought California seemed like it's kind of in the middle, and I liked it warm. So I knew I wasn't ever going to relocate back to the cold. So I looked into schools in California and knew that to be a counselor, you had to get a credential. So I thought, okay, so I moved. It was a huge move, and leaving a little island of what I knew to relocate. And I went to Loyola Marymount and University in Westchester. So that was a big, big change for me. But I never will regret it, because it was something that, being educated in Hawaii and then moving, I had some of the best professors and just eye-opening experiences through grad school. Unfortunately, unfortunately, we had the 2008 crash. I graduated at kind of the worst time and did not get a job in my field. Fast forward, I was working as an autism spectrum. I worked in the field with children with autism, and was a therapist for about 7-8 years. And so I have a very strong background working with children and coming up with behavior strategies and things like that. So segue in, I still wanted to get a job in my field, and I started doing it's called a DIS counselor. And so I was going into different inner city schools working with children that had an IEP, which is an individual educational plan. And so I did counseling working with students that had special education. So fast forward, I I got my job at OPA actually on my birthday. I started February 19th of 2019. So it's almost like the universe was, I'm supposed to be here. Again, another change, moving to a new place. So I'm kind of a transient in many ways. And I'm very adaptable because I've moved and lived in Central California, Mid-Central, and now Southern. So it's, I would say that I'm very adaptable and resilient to a lot of changes, which I kind of just want to segue into like what happened with the pandemic and what's kind of moving on to another question of like what children are having to relearn as far as like when it comes to social skills. So primarily now a lot of my, I would say a lot more so than it was before, the social emotional is even more so crucial. So if students were lacking the skills with social skills, I would say in general from sometimes social media technology, I would say there's even more of an increase where a lot of my focus is on social skills with students. So much of my day could be problem solving, conflict resolution, making friends, what are manners, things like that, things that we take oftentimes that are, we're taught and they're pretty easily picked up. These skill sets are like, we have to be reintroduced for students, which I would say all of America is doing this and knew that this was going to happen. So we had a curriculum that we have in school that is called Second Step. Teachers and parents should be pretty familiar with it. We were really, we came in strong with it last year. And so this second step is bring up social awareness, self-awareness, and it has 5 components that really are about bringing up those important skills that children need. And there's different components and teachers are teaching that as well. So that's another facet that comes into some of what I'm doing here at OPA. Other things just kind of that include our guidance lessons. So when I was speaking on some of the skills that students are learning is conflict resolution, problem solving. Some of the things that came up were students, this is not a skill set that can also be taught, but it was definitely introduced is empathy. So one of the ways to tap into empathy is understanding perspective taking. So dive a little bit deeper. Let's talk about empathy. So I went into the classrooms, went into all the different grade levels, discussed perspective taking, discussing empathy. I did get wonderful feedback about the students, sometimes eye-opening of how they are able to tap into that. And even on a global level, that's really what's crucial. We want empathy on a larger level. And that's when our new generation, they're on TikTok, they're on social media platforms that they're able to have empathy for people that live, hundreds of thousands of miles away. So that was really a wonderful lesson. Other practices that I do as a school counselor is called restorative practices. So restorative practices is, there's a couple ways. It's restorative in the sense where if students have a conflict that they're able to come in and restore what the conflict was about in a circle using strategies of understanding of what it is, what the problem was, and then addressing it rather than penalizing the student, that we're restoring the relationships with the student. So I have a strong background with restorative practices, and then also trying to build that practice in the classroom. So that's another goal that I would like to see happening eventually in the future, is that teachers are doing circles as well. So I understand how to do circles, but it takes time. And again, a lot of programs do take time and effort, and I would say just, buy-in when it comes to these types of practices. And I also just want to touch on zones of regulation. This is another program that was pretty heavy as far as like with the special education. It's basically understanding if you're in the green zone, you're feeling okay. Yellow, you might be silly. Blue, you might be feeling down. And then red, you're like out of control. And this is just a really easy program where students can look and identify how they're feeling. And so this is another way that I use this, teachers use it. And then also I'm hoping that sometimes parents can use this as understanding their emotions, and then easy way for parents to recognize how their child's feeling. So there's, so that's just kind of like a little somewhat of what I do. Let me think if there's anything else. I mean, there's just more, but I wanted to, also one other, we have our kindness club. So working with our school psychologist and our educational specialists, our special education program, we are really trying to build that our kindness program. And really it's about consistency, right? Anytime you have programs, it's like how to keep them going. So a lot of planning, just being consistent with what we're doing. So this is kind of like our new kickoff, is like having a kindness program and then keeping it going. So those are some exciting things that we're doing it's just the consistency that I'm really, really happy about. So, yeah. I'm open to any questions or anything.
Very cool.
I can vouch that you do so many more things than you even listed, even though that's not. There's so many things that come up on a daily basis. Like, and Ms. Merlette would know this too. It's kind of a feast of activities with you and results. So thanks for all you do.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I feel like the school counselor role, and this was just understanding, is like, I wear many hats, and anytime that I think, and I knew this coming into them, this is why I said first and foremost, I'm very adaptable because of my upbringing, is that anytime I think that something else, and flexible, anytime I think something is going to happen, something else might come up. And I just kind of know this. It's prioritizing. Yeah, that's just, it comes with the position.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm curious, like, what does a typical day for you? What's your typical schedule at the school? What's it look like?
On a typical day.
And maybe there's not a typical day.
That's why I can't say there's a typical day, because if I say for example, I have a student that I check in with on every single Monday, and I make that student a priority. However, if all of a sudden there's another student that takes another priority, that maybe there's a higher need, I will prioritize that student over the other student that I schedule in, that I meet with. So they're really a typical day that I have a schedule of students. I might see students on an individual basis. It could be just 30 minutes. It could be a check-in, seeing how they're doing academically. It could be, I have groups. I have specific groups that, again, they're not all. So again, if there is an emergency or something else, I always prioritize whatever the need is that I am for that moment. So,
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So there really is no particular typical day, because nothing is ever typical in my day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
If that makes sense.
That's the flexibility and resilience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good. I was also wondering, because our school is different in that it's a charter school.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know, how is your role or your, I want to say, job title or job description different being at a charter school, and maybe why you like working for our particular school?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. I would say that, OPA has a lot of character, and I would say just openness if you want to bring in an idea. For example, I didn't really speak on this. This is another, I have a strong, I didn't even speak on this, of my passions. I have a strong yoga background and mindfulness background, and that's how I live. I do. And that's why this position is easier for me, because I live in the present moment and always have. So when I think just bringing mindfulness into the classrooms, or bringing it in, it's a way of that I am, but also that OPA's open to it. Many of the teachers, when I speak on things or I'm teaching belly breath or 5 to 5 counting, things that, these were, I would say, kind of trendy words, especially with the pandemic. It's something that I was doing way before this, but OPA was open to it. And I thought, okay, I can be myself here. If I can be myself and I can share what I know and I can do this, it feels good. It feels like home. It doesn't feel like work for me because it's me just sharing. That's all. It's not really difficult.
I'm gonna ask you to be like our recruiting poster child to OPA with what you just said. Okay. That was an awesome answer. Not prompted, didn't pay you any extra. That was awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I also want to add, which is also pretty unique and special, is that we have Miss Gretchen with us 5 days a week. So, which is really nice. She is the SV school counselor. And compared to other schools in the area, not all schools are fortunate, and they typically share staff between multiple schools. So that is also something that's really unique. And we're so, so happy that we have her available on site every day and getting to know all of our students.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for adding that in. It's all students. And I think that's where students are benefiting from having a full-time counselor, is that they can have access to someone when they need to talk to someone or need something. And I think that's wonderful. And now both campuses actually have it. So it's really good for, it's wonderful for all students. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any other questions for Miss Gretchen?
I had a question. Sorry, I'm in the middle of moving locations, so my video is off. But I was wondering if you do like workshops with like students or teachers or classrooms, or like, because I know you said every day is different and you meet with different students, but when do you start meeting with them? And I guess like, why would you meet with them?
Okay. So to answer your question, as far as workshops, I haven't done any workshops, but trainings, specifically with suicide prevention. I'm well-versed in that, but I haven't done any specific workshops, but thank you. That is something that I would love to do, and I'm looking forward to doing in the future. As far as like the referral process, when it comes to counseling, if a student, for example, is having a rough morning and just transitioning, I might meet with a student and transition them to the classroom. If a student is, perhaps I'll give another example, grieving about a loved one, and they seem like they might need a little bit more support, for example, to talk to someone, I'll reach out to the family and just, say my concern, offer my support and my availability, and then I will give them a consent form, and then see, it will go from there. So generally, I'm able to meet with students 1 or 2 times without parent consent. But if it becomes like an area of need, for example, it could be social, emotional, it depends on the area of need. And then I will meet with the students depending on the level of support that they need. Did that answer your question?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
That was good. Thank you.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Awesome. Anybody else have questions for Miss Gretchen? I have another one. And this is actually Teresa Alderson, who's our president-elect. She is not feeling well today. And so she sent me her question. She wanted to know what the most memorable moment as a school counselor has been for you.
I'm going to speak on OPA because it's, fairly recent in my career as far as like right now, my memory bank. But this one was a unique situation where I worked with a student that had selective mutism, where she would speak sometimes and not speak other times. And so never spoke to the teacher, never really spoke in class and things like that. So but she would speak with me. So then I knew that, okay, so I have somewhere to go. If I can get this child to talk to me, I think I can somehow get this child to speak in the classroom. So little by little, I worked on different strategies of building her self-esteem, and Mad Libs were really fun. And then also pairing her with a student who had high self-esteem, just a kind, loving another student. So the pairing with another student that really helped enforce the student to speak. And so lo and behold, the teacher held a circle, a restorative circle in the classroom, and the student spoke. And it was remarkable because the teacher was elated. And then, it was incredible that the student hadn't said one word the whole year and then said something. And even the other students I heard in the classroom were in awe of the student speaking. So yes, they will speak in a counseling session, but not during the classroom or any other setting. So that was a fine moment to hear. And as far as OPA.
That's awesome. That's
Mhm.
awesome.
Mhm.
And then Teresa's other question was, if you could do anything else besides this job, what would you do?
Oh, I would be a yoga instructor with retreats. I forgot to mention my passion for traveling. But I would be a yoga retreat. I would hold retreats with yoga and sound baths.
Very cool. Any
Yeah.
particular location?
Bali and Costa
Ah.
Rica.
Very nice. I've been to both. Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, those two for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I do just want to just introduce Miss Ashley is our intern. She's interning to be a counselor here, and she's with us at OPA. So we have extra support and someone who's learning to be a counselor. So I just wanted to share because she's working with our OPA students as well.
Fantastic. How long will Miss Ashley be with us?
She will be here. Miss Ashley, you want to answer that?
Yes. Hi. So good to meet you all. So I will be with OPA and with Gretchen till the end of the school year. So really excited. Been a joy to be able to start, at the school, especially charter school. So I've really enjoyed it.
Excellent. Awesome. Well,
And where did-
welcome. Welcome.
Where did you say you went to school? Did I miss that? Or where you been in school? Is she there? Oh, wait.
I don't know what happened, but Miss Ashley, I believe, goes to, oh gosh, I'm blanking out.
Sorry.
NYU.
I had lots of connection there.
National? You go to National?
Yes.
Yes.
National University.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
I am
Yeah,
attending
we've had-
National University. Yes.
Awesome. We've had a lot of good people from there. So thank you. Thanks for being here.
Very nice.
Yes.
Miss Ashley, did you have you been here the whole school year, or are you just starting the rest of the year? How long have you been at OPA?
She has a kindergartner. She's a little,
Sorry.
little 5-year-old.
I do apologize.
No need for
Um,
apology. We all understand.
She has been here since the beginning of the school year.
Yes, I've
Yeah.
been here since the beginning of the school year, so really enjoyed it. Met some of the students, and they really are, awesome. One of the students OPA-fied me, so feel very honored to, be at the school and have just work with a bunch of really awesome kids.
Very nice. What did that mean, opify you?
I guess it was just like welcome me into the school.
Oh, good. Good. Awesome.
Sweet.
Well, if does anybody else have any questions for Miss Gretchen?
No.
Okay. Well, if not, thank you so much for being on here and letting us know a little bit more about you. I know we don't have very many participants right now, but this is being recorded and it will be posted onto our website. So I believe people watch it from there as well. So I'm hoping more people will know about you and the additional resources that we have at our school. So thank you for sharing a bit about yourself with us today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And you're welcome to stay and listen to what's happening with Honor Society. I anticipate it being a fairly short meeting today. So you're welcome to stay or sign off. Either one, doesn't matter. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Gretchen. Okay, so continuing with our program, let me open that back up. Okay, so I'm going to call the business portion of our meeting to order at 4:31 p.m. And we have barely a quorum, so I'm hoping we can vote on everything we need to while everybody is able to attend. So first off, we do need to approve the November 10th meeting minutes. Now, our meeting minutes are recorded because we currently don't have a meeting secretary. So I'm sorry, an Honor Society secretary to type up our minutes. So our meeting minutes are recorded and they're posted on our website. So all I need is a motion to approve the November 10th meeting minutes as recorded.
I will motion to approve the November 10th meeting minutes as recorded.
Thank you, Tammy. Any second?
I second.
And then all in favor, either visual voting or say aye.
Aye.
And I think sometimes it's easier to just say, is anybody opposed? Okay, if not, the meeting minutes are approved. And then I just need a motion to approve the agenda today as published.
I'll motion to approve the meeting agenda today as published.
And then I need a second.
I second.
All in favor, visual voting, or say aye.
Aye.
And then anybody opposed? Okay. All right. So those both pass. All right. So next up is the president's update. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to talk about what we've done most recently since our last meeting, which was in November. So we did have our Polar Express, and Honor Society was able to provide some funds for the school to help decorate and put the Polar Express on. And I know the feedback I got was that the kids had a great time. And then one thing that I am working on for our future, and I'm working closely, is on the garden and hopefully getting our garden club restarted. So after COVID, our garden was kind of left to deteriorate, and the garden beds kind of deteriorated, and it obviously wasn't tended to. So we ended up, what we did was we removed the existing garden beds, tilled the land, thanks to Mr. Varley helped us till the land. And we are going to construct, hopefully, a new garden there. So I'm working with one of our garden guru parents. She's really excited about it, and she's kind of an expert in planning the layout, how many beds we'll need, and that kind of thing. And I'm going to be bringing a proposal to the board soon, and with kind of ideas and some pictures on what we have in mind, and getting some ideas on that, incorporating them, and hopefully getting some things approved and working on that. So, and then once that is approved, the plan will be to schedule a campus beautification and have volunteers to come and help assemble the garden beds and work on that. So that is upcoming. So if you like being outdoors, like working, like getting your hands a little dirty, that should be a lot of fun. And so we're hoping to be able to start that in the next month or so. And then I've also been working with, I will also be working with Mr. Barley, who's on here today, who's part of our executive school board and handles the facilities for our schools, and hopefully help with some other facility improvements. So we'll be working together on that. And Another thing I've been working on is it is actually the goal of the Honor Society to provide some parent enrichment topics and talks. So I have been researching that, and I'm hoping to provide information soon on, well, one of the topics that I have a contact, we keep playing phone tag, she was sick, is cyber safetyness for our children, and also really for the parents to learn about cyber safety and help parents kind of navigate that world, because I know my kids are learning faster than I can or have the time to. So I'm excited about that and to help present that. And so look on the lookout for more information on that. And then in the more immediate future, we had a couple events scheduled for Friday, and I think other board members will talk about it too, but we had a couple events scheduled for Friday where we had a park meetup and a feast scheduled. We are going to cancel that due to the rise in COVID cases. And instead, we're going to be doing a spirit afternoon at Mountain Mike's. And I think Tammy's going to mention that as well. And at that event, we were planning on providing lunch for our staff members, but instead of providing lunch there, we still want to honor our staff members and thank them. So we're working on getting everybody either like a Grubhub or Uber Eats or some kind of gift certificate, just to really show our appreciation for our staff in this new year. So we're working on that. And other than that, that's all I'm working on. I did want to mention a couple things, just our next Honor Society board meeting. We typically have our board meeting the first Wednesday of every month, but because we are still on vacation during that time, we are going to be having it next Wednesday, January 19th, and it will be open to the public at 7:30 p.m. So we will have our board meeting next Wednesday, and then we will also have our regularly scheduled board meeting on February 2nd and March 2nd as well coming up. And then our next general meeting we will have on Wednesday, March 9th. And so we don't have a time and location yet. We'll figure out, what the health conditions are at the time, and we'll go ahead and post that on our website, whether it'll be on Zoom, what time, and all of that. Okay. So that's it for my report. I know our finance person, Yulim, needs to get going. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to her so she can go ahead and do her report. Yulim?
Hi. Okay. Yeah. I will share. Do you mind giving me share screen option, Erin? I don't think.
I just changed that. Thank you for asking. Are you able to now?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So I usually like to start off with just kind of our bank balance, beginning of whenever we left off to where we're at currently. So our initial balance as of December 1st was $94,666. Currently right now it's at $87,283. I don't know if I want to, instead of going through all the details, I did do a little bit of a summary here down below of what the incoming cash as well as the outgoing. So you'll see here we had a subscription donation, which is usually about $100 per month. It's kind of an ongoing thing. It's an area that I would really like to push with our families at OPA. We are trying to really push for this employee matching program as well. We have about $360 right now that is currently pending for disbursement. It's through Walt Disney as well as through Pacific Life. It's parents that actually work there. We would really, I think I want to get with our OPA, with our Honor Society, and really figure out a way to really push it, because I think it's a great opportunity for us to get some donations in. And it's just a company match, which is really great. Kroger, we had a $269 check, and restaurant fundraiser, $449 from Breezio. Gobblegram did really well, $193. Spiritware, $89. Used uniform, $345, and then the cookie kits was $820. Down below, we had some outgoing expenses. Readathon was one of the big ones. The big ticket was $3,500, and this was mostly for prizes. Fall Family Fun Night, we're getting those teachers' experience reimbursements coming through, so that was another $176. Spiritware expenses was about $3,000. We're actually current with our vendor now. I think there was a couple of invoices that were trickling in, so we're all up to date and have made all the payments for that. And then down below is just our club expenses that we have budgeted for classroom support, as well as the club expenses as well. So this is kind of the breakdown. And then down below, I like to go through kind of our high level overview of our budget versus actual, where we're at right now, and what's upcoming. Obviously, our goal is always to keep our budgeted income at $150,000. You'll see here that we did really well at Readathon. We met our goal of the 30,000, and there are a couple of areas that that are still ongoing throughout the school year that we're still working on. Spring Social, I don't think we've done anything yet, so that's one of the ones that's coming up, as well as the Jogathon, which is the large ticket of 48,000. And we did really well on some very last minute fundraisers that we did for the holiday photo session, thanks to Tammy, as well as the cookie kits and the Gobblegram, just additional money just helping us fundraise. So yeah, this budget is still fluid, and I think it's something that we still have to work on, and based on just kind of, as Erin mentioned, like the health conditions, I don't know, there might be some areas that we might have to shift, but our goal is still to get to that 150K. So as of now, we're at close to 35% of our goal. Okay. Expenses, we had some printing expenses, and down below, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think there's any areas that we've typically gone over. I mean, Readathon expenses were right on target. We had 3,600. We came in right on target with that. Family Fun Night, we made a little bit less in terms of our goals. So the actuals were a little bit less. Spiritware, still on target. And yeah, we still, Ms. Merlette, we still have a lot of money for the teachers, for the clubs and program expenses. So, they could definitely just keep bringing the reimbursements in. We still have that budgeted here, that I'm still waiting on to reimburse them as well. And yeah, so I think that's it. I don't know if we want to go through each detail, but if you guys have any questions, we can go through this. And I think Erin also mentioned the campus beautification. Currently, right now, we have about 8,600. I know that this is going to change, Mr. Barley, as well. I think we probably should talk about it offline and figure out, exactly how that's going to look. And, I think I would feel more comfortable if we start maybe having phases of this beautification rather than having it all happen at one time, because we want to make sure we have enough money to cover all of it. So depending on how well we do, since we're only at 35% of our goal, I just want to make sure we kind of maybe do these in phases this year, within the next 6 months and through the summer.
That's so awesome. You have my commitment. That's the way we budget at my house. We do things in phases so we can. So I totally understand. And I think actually just due to the volume of work that we'd like to do this year and even into next school year, we have this long laundry list. We can't do everything immediately, just even due to, being on campus and having, your beautification committee, that maybe we can choose the ones that will have the most impact and just plan for them over time. Like, your president's, as Erin said, the Rasburn said, the garden, and then we did some trimming of trees. You all probably noticed we removed a lot on December 18th, and we're just getting ready to make things look good. So thank you. We'll work around any budget you have. We're thrilled to have it. So, and any funding that you have, it really just makes a difference, and having you all be involved, we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Okay, that's it for me.
Okay, thank you, Yulim. I do want to say, just kind of for the public, that these are not private documents by any means. If anybody has questions about our finances, you are more than welcome to reach out, and we can go over them in more detail than what is here. I know Yulim is really committed to keeping that keeping an open book, really. So if anybody has questions, we can do more. And Yulim, if you want to stop the sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And next up is the president-elect's update. Now, she is unwell today, and she said she just has a sinus infection, probably with the change in the weather we've had. So to give her a report, she also is kind of standing in as our parliamentarian, because we do not currently have a parliamentarian. So the parliamentarian portion would be announcing what open positions we have. So we do need to fill parliamentarian as well as executive VP of programs. That's somebody who could help us with, well, like we have the parent education coming up, or any kind of school assembly, things like that. So to help bring those to our parents as well as our students. Okay, so that's a position that needs to be filled, as well as recording secretary. We need somebody to fill that position as well. And there would be somebody who would take meeting notes. And if we have correspondence that would need to be filed, they would also file that in the records as well. Committee positions that need to be filled for coming up positions would be parent education, a spring event committee. We also really need a spirit committee, not just handling spirit wear, but as well as just school spirit. We need a committee for Teacher Appreciation Week, and a second person to help Yulim with the finance. So a second finance secretary as well. So those are open positions. If anybody would like to volunteer, please inquire. The next item she has is the elections for our Honor Society for the school year 2022-2023. Starting to think about that. March 28th, we'll start, we're going to start working on that, and all positions and responsibilities will be posted on our website if you are interested in volunteering. So please visit our website to learn more about becoming a board member of our Honor Society. The next thing she has is January is the National School Board Appreciation Month. And so we are going to be working to honor our hardworking school board members this month as well. Then staff appreciation is coming up, and we are working on gifting our Saddleback Valley staff with DoorDash gift cards to show our appreciation for all they do. And we're hoping to get these cards delivered to them this Friday. And then we are very excited and motivated that with little and no advertising, we have received actually 3 company matches for donations through our champion families. And Teresa is looking forward to really a full-scale launch of our Alliance program to help with these company matches and what it can do for our school. So she's really grateful for the families that did participate in that company match and their dedication to the school. And so that's it for Teresa's report. Let's see. Next up is the Dean or Chancellor's report. Mrs. Merlette, do you have a report for us today?
Yeah, I do. Sorry, my computer camera is just not working, but I am here. So, So it's been a great week so far on campus, welcoming back our students after a 3-week break. The students have been really excited getting back to school, and it's been great seeing them around campus, outside during recess and lunch. And I've been walking through all the classrooms, and the teachers have all reported that they have just kind of just got back right into it, right back into the swing of things without missing a beat. And I heard that from multiple grade levels. So that's pretty impressive for our students to just jump back in after having that time off. And they're off to a great start in January. So this week, we don't have many events going on campus, although we do have, for our 8th grade families tomorrow night, we are hosting a high school night. We have 6 schools that will be coming to the Saddleback Valley campus at 5:30 tomorrow. More information can be found on our school website and our social media. We also will be putting together information from other surrounding schools and districts that were not able to attend regarding when they're having their own virtual or in-person events later this spring. A few schools had to cancel due to some staffing shortages at this time with coming back from the winter break. Next week, we don't have school on Monday, so we have a 3-day weekend. We will have Blackwells for our students next week to start off the first Blackwells of the new school year. We also have, at the very end of this month, we have our school choice week, which is the week of the 24th, and it's also World Kindness Week. Our PAL students, our school counselor, and also our ASB students are working hard right now to put together some special activities throughout that week to support both causes. So more information will be shared out soon through professors for what's going on around campus. We are approaching the time of year where we have open enrollment for new families and also for any of our current families that have siblings. So we will be having parent information meetings during that last week of the month, and we will be putting out information regarding enrollment for our current families, and also, spreading the word around to friends that are interested in applying. That is coming up soon. And just to close off this month, we will be having a Zoom assembly on the 31st. It's for Kids Heart Challenge. We're partnering with the American Heart Association. Again, this is the 2nd year. And throughout the month of February during PE, the students will be doing special Kid Heart Challenge activities to promote health and fitness. And there'll be special fundraising opportunities and other activities throughout the entire month. And the students can earn special little trinkets and prizes that will be given out to them in February. And that basically closes out the month of January. Do you have any questions for me? All right, well, thank you so much. And I appreciate all your support and all that you're doing. I know not everyone's here right now, but we're definitely very appreciative and wishing everyone a happy new year.
Thank you, Mrs. Merlette. Thank you. Okay, so next up is communications update, and Eric is not able to attend. However, his brief report is that he's posted our pizza event that we're having this Friday at Mountain Mike's. And he also announced the cancellation of our Feast with Friends gathering for this Friday. And then our next Spirit Night is going to be a week from today, Wednesday, January 19th at Biagio's. And he is going to be bringing flyers to the school to be distributed at the school this week. And then he's also going to add some resources that Miss Gretchen had passed on before our meeting today for parents. So we're going to actually start on our website a new parent resources section and add some of those resources that Miss Gretchen had passed on. And hopefully that'll be kind of a nice building section of our website. So that's it for Eric's report. Recording secretary is an open position. Programs is an open position. And next up is fundraising. Tammy.
Hi. Okay. I will give you guys the lowdown real quick. So there was a lot to cover since the last time we all met here. So I'll just cover it briefly. We did our readathon and we ended that in November. We had made our goal of 30,000. So we got a little over 30,000. We're still seeing some matches coming in from that with some of the parents and their companies. But we were able to get the chancellor and the dean, sorry, chancellor and the dean slimed. So that was awesome. The kids loved that. I know my kid was talking about it for days. We had given out the prizes to the top 5 earners of a choice of their big prize, which was pretty awesome. They earned between $800 and $2,400. So that was really great. We had 28 students that had donated about $250 or more, and they had a choice of Lava Lamp or Opagear. So we are just about done passing out all of that. We have one raffle winner out of all the students participating, and she got her prize. She was so excited. And then we had 176 students who had donated at least $50. And so they all each got an In-N-Out gift card, which was just some super fun incentives. We did some other little things along the way and just got the students pretty excited. So that helped in making our goal. We had top 4 classrooms were 2 kindergarten classes. So Nakaoka and Osborne were going neck to neck. I guess they were just in competition. I don't know, but they both were in the top 4. Miss Riley's class and Martinez. So 5th and 7th grade, both also were in the top 4. So I know there was a sing off that the teachers are doing and a glow stick party for the students. I'm not 100% sure if that happened yet or not. I think we were going to video it, so I don't think it's happened yet, but I'm sure we'll have updates on that as it comes along. So that was the readathon. We did in November, we also did photo sessions that were for a holiday, with a holiday setting that we had partnered with a local photographer, and we raised $540 for the school with that. There's a lot of potential with this. If we did it again in the spring or even just for next year, if we can get a full day or 2 full days booked on 10-minute sessions, there's a lot of potential to bring in much more funds from this event. So we're hoping we can really rally that one up and get it going for the next time. We also did, let's see, November. Our Breezio Spirit Night brought us in 50% of the sales for the 3 hours we had blocked off with them. And it was $450 that we had raised just from that night. So that was really good. They wanted to partner with us again. I think we're going to do it again in March. Then in December, we had 2 events. Was the cookie event. We had do-it-yourself cookie kits. I've only received amazing feedback from all the families that had gotten the cookies. Their kids and the parents themselves had a great time decorating them, and the videos were awesome. So if we have an opportunity to do this again this year, we will. I think we will probably try to just pre-sell them or something like that. But either way, that brought in $220. And it was just a fun activity for our families to do at home with their kiddos. And then we did in December as well, Buffalo Wild Wings Spirit Night. I am waiting to hear back on the funds that we had raised from that. I had been in contact with the district manager of the store today via email, and I think he was just double checking for me. So I just didn't get back with him before this meeting. But hopefully we'll pick up the check sometime this week. And then just upcoming events that we have in January. We, like everybody has mentioned, we did have our Feast with Friends this Friday. It was going to be super fun, but just with health restrictions and everything going on right now, it's just best to keep everybody safe. So we're going to change it to just lunch at Mountain Mike's. So you can go grab, deliver, however you want to do it. And it's 40% of the proceeds goes back to OPA. And then it's from 10:30 until 4:30. So if you're here and you're able to spread the word to your friends and people that go to OPA, just let them know 10:30 to 4:30 on Friday. And just mention our OPA campus. And then we have on the 16th, which is next Wednesday, our spirit night. It's just the third Wednesday of every month, just pretty consistent. So we're going to do that at Biagio's again, which was amazing for us. The last time it brought in over $400. So if we can just continue on doing that one again, that would be awesome.
It's actually on
Biagio-
the 19th.
Oh, the 19th. Yes, Wednesday. You're right. And then I'm looking into doing a C's candy sales for I'm in contact with a rep with C's. If we can get all the details hashed out, we're looking to hopefully talk about it and get the word out by Friday. I know it's coming up soon, but there's 2 different ways to do it. And so I'm just trying to figure out what's the best way for all the kids to be involved in and all that information. So that's all I have for everybody.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Great job. I know you've been super busy and fantastic report. Thank you so much.
All of us. Yes, thanks. No problem.
Okay, so next up is volunteers, and I know Karen is on here, but I know she cannot do her report because she is in transit. So I'm pulling up her report. Okay, so we did have a used uniform sale scheduled for this Friday. We are going to cancel that due to health reasons until further notice. And then the only other item she has is just reporting that 2 of our teams made it to the semifinals in the Cyber Patriot organization that she is working with, which is super excited. So that's volunteers. Our auditor is not on here. And student development is not here as well. She did not have any report. And the last is our spirit update. And the only thing I know from our spiritware person is that for spiritware orders coming in right now, the cutoff date for our next production is going to be the end of this month. So January 31st. That's going to be the cutoff date if you want to order spiritware. So with that, I know we don't have very many people on here, but I appreciate if you are watching this recording. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. Our contact information is on our website. And Mr. Barley, do you have any questions? You're like our only non-member.
It's phenomenal, these report outs and how much is going on, even though we've been out. There seems to have been so much activity and so many things that are upcoming and squeezing things in on Friday. I just hope there's enough, advertising and marketing so there's great support for all of these things coming up. But I think we're hitting the year. You all are hitting the year just full force, and it's super exciting. So thank you for all you do.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
You all energize me on these meetings. I feel like, wow, I got to get going here.
Well, thank you for the praise. I appreciate that. And I think we have a really excited board and a lot of talent here and just a lot of dedication to our school and our students. So
Definitely shows. Shows. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I feel honored to work with them because I just get to lead and they do all the work. So that is what's exciting for me. So okay, so with that, I am going to close our meeting at 5:04 p.m. And again, our next, just to reiterate, our next meeting, we will have a board meeting, which is open. People can attend to view next Wednesday, January 19th. And then our next general meeting is going to be Wednesday, March 9th. And we will announce the time and place of that. Okay. Thank you everybody for attending, and I hope everybody stays healthy, happy, and safe. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.